There is only one option that WWE has for Bayley at WrestleMania 41. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that one opponent is, and you are not going to see it coming. And that, my friends, is a spoiler. Now, look, Bayley, she is in a very weird spot right now in 2025 as we go into WrestleMania 41. The top matches, they are solidified. The top opponents, the top stars, they're locked up. Think about it. She's on Monday Night Raw after being shifted over from SmackDown. She had a shot to go after the Women's Championship at WrestleMania by competing in the Women's Royal Rumble match and came up short. She could not do what very few have done by winning the Royal Rumble as a female star back-to-back years. And then she went on to the Elimination Chamber and she had the opportunity to earn the shot to challenge for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41 and could not get the job done. And as I look at the top tier stars of WWE, your Charlotte Flairs, your Tiffany Strattons, your Rhea Ripleys, your Io Skys, your Bianca Belairs, they're all locked up, right? We're getting Charlotte versus Tiffany for the Women's Championship. It looks like we're going to get Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Women's World Champion Io Sky in a triple threat at WrestleMania. So who does that lie? Who does that stand out to work with Bayley? Because Bayley, she is a top-tier star. You'd best believe she's going to have some type of role on the WrestleMania card. I cannot envision WrestleMania 41, a year removed from her beating Io Sky for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania 40, winning the championship to all of a sudden not being on the card. And I would be mistaken if I said that I hope that they do not put her as like a host as if they did at WrestleMania 37 in 2021. I think that was that year. She was like a pirate or something, some wacky stuff. So I'm looking at the division. I'm looking at Monday Night Raw and I go, everybody's kind of tied up, right? Like Liv, Raquel, they're tag team champions. All right, you can't really do anything with the Raw women's division. I guess she could feud with like a Dakota Kai. But then I was looking at, okay, we look at SmackDown and the top tier stars, they're kind of booked up, right? Jay Cargill's working with Naomi, Tiffany's working with Charlotte. Who is there, right? She's not going to go back to SmackDown and work with Chelsea Green. And then there's one name, and it's pretty obvious, and that's Alexa Bliss. Like, that's the only option. And I hear what you're saying. Well, wait a minute. Bayley's on Raw and Alexa Bliss is on SmackDown. Yeah, well, here's the good thing. WWE has not done anything with Alexa Bliss. She's won a couple matches, mostly squash matches on Monday Night Raw, or Friday Night SmackDown. And she went and she worked the Elimination Chamber, but she lost. And she's off TV right now. She hasn't done anything. And what was the reason behind her going to SmackDown? Well, she never appeared on Monday Night Raw. She just showed up on SmackDown. Well, why was that? Well, it was because the Wyatt Six is on that program. Well, Wyatt Six hasn't been shown on TV. So that makes me say, all right, well, if Bayley doesn't have an opponent and there's no clear-cut favorites on Monday Night Raw, I guess she could work with Lyra Valkyria, but I don't see that necessarily happening. I see Alexa Bliss. She just signed a new deal. She's a top-tier star. She's not doing anything. Why not have her move over to Raw? And don't come at me in the comments saying, well, she's a SmackDown star or Bayley's a Monday Night Raw star. Well, they trade stars all the time. They have stars appear all the time on other TVs. It doesn't matter, right? Like the brand split has been dead for a while. It's a very loose structure in which they only play by the rules when needed. But other than that, they do what they want, when they want, and how they want. So if there's nothing for Bayley out there, and there's nothing for Alexa Bliss out there, why not put them together? We haven't seen them work in a while, right? They're both baby faces, but Alexa's more of a tweener because she has that dark gimmick going on. And me personally, I would rather see Alexa work with Bayley than her do anything with the Wyatt Six. Okay? I understand why they kept her in that gimmick in which she is now, the darker fiend female version type, right? Where she's really on the borderline of like supernatural versus like an actual human being. I understand why she kept the Lily doll because they sell a bunch of it on WWE Shop. They got to keep that money rolling. I get that. That's fine. You want to keep your freaking doll? Keep your freaking doll. But if I'm Alexa and you go to WWE Creative or you go to Triple H or they come to you or whatever the case may be and they go, hey, Alexa, would you rather do, because there is a rumor out there that she's going to do some type of angle with the Wyatt Six at WrestleMania, but it's a rumor. Would you rather do that or would you rather go and work with Bayley, someone who you have a lot of respect for? I'm sure she does. Bayley is well respected within the industry, both wrestling fans and wrestlers alike. Would you rather do an angle or would you rather go out there with one of the best pure wrestlers on the freaking planet, a former women's world champion, a former champion in which won the title a year ago at WrestleMania 40, who has a lot of fanfare? Would you rather go out there and have a really good match? If I'm her, I'm picking Bayley. I think it gets you further. I think she would also beat Bayley because we're in this pattern right now where like they're using Bayley to get other talents over in a big, big way. So if I'm there, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. We will see if they actually end up going with this. I know it's a reach, a long shot, any kind of sayings you want to say. But if I'm looking at, okay, what is best for Bayley and what is best for Alexa Bliss, I think the two go hand in hand. I could be wrong. But I think that's the direction that they should go. I hope that's the direction that they go. We will see if that's the direction that they go, right? Like that's the big question. Will they do it? They can do it, but will they do it? So we're going to see how it all plays out. I'm very, very interested. If it's not Alexa, then who does Bayley go up against? I mean, I wouldn't be mad if she went up against a Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't think she would necessarily win the Intercontinental Championship. I think they're very high on Lyra right now. But we're going to find out. But regardless, you got to have Bayley on the card. And maybe they do some type of trios match. Maybe they do that. All right. They did that with Bianca and Jade and Naomi last year against Damage Control. Maybe that's the angle. Maybe that's the direction. I don't know. I just know you got to have Bayley, a former women's champion, a future WWE Hall of Famer, on the card. You just got to get that done. It's not even an option of, well, is she or is she not on the card? No, she's on the card. It just depends on what is she doing.